Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and we're going to go over each one of the 5th inning bosses. We're going to give them a Chewie review. We're kind of going to go over their stat lines, being that Mariano Rivera and Larry Walker are Signature Series cards. We're going to go over their entire career stat line. With Big Papi David Ortiz, we're going to go over his 2005 Silver Slugger season, some of the statistics from that year, and how it relates to his attributes. Also, guys, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think about these 5th inning bosses and their Chewie review. And then also hit that notification bell so you know whenever I'm uploading new videos, so you guys can stay in touch with the new content as well as help grow this channel. Guys, let's get into each one of these 5th inning bosses, give them a little bit of overview and what I think about each one. Also, at the end of the video, I'll let you guys know which one I'm going to select, as well as which one I think you guys should maybe select. First up, we have the 2020 Hall of Fame inductee, Larry Walker. He played for the Colorado Rockies. He's a right fielder. Secondary is a left field and center field. Left-handed batting, right-handed throwing. This is his Signature Series card. He has diamond hitting and diamond defense. Although Larry Walker was inducted into the 2020 Hall of Fame, it took him a little bit to get there. And I'm not really sure why, looking at his stat line. Everyone kind of says because he played at Coors Field. I don't think that's quite the case. There's definitely some videos on YouTube that go over his statistics and why he probably should have been in the Hall of Fame like 5 years ago. The Coors Field bias needs to go out the window because there's other guys like Nolan Arenado that will deservedly be a Hall of Famer when his career is said and done if he can stay healthy. And it's not because he played in Coors Field. Let's look at the stats line for Larry Walker. He batted .313 for his career, and an on-base percentage of .400, a slugging of .565, an OPS of .965. He had an OPS plus of 141. He hit 383 home runs, 1,311 RBIs. He stole 230 bases. He's in the 2,000 hit club with 2,160 hits. He has a 72.7 WAR. He won the MVP in 1997. He's a 7-time Gold Glover, 3-time Silver Slugger, 3-time batting title champion, and a 5-time All-Star. For a guy that's in the Hall of Fame to only get into 5 All-Star games, I think he's kind of been snubbed a little bit throughout his career for the All-Star games, but they're really not that important. It's more about fan voting. His statistics line up with a Hall of Famer, hands down. That's why he got inducted this year in 2020. Let's see how his card looks attribute-wise. 122 contact versus righty, 117 contact versus lefty, 110 power versus righty, 93 power versus lefty, 96 vision, 114 discipline, 116 clutch. For his fielding, he has 92 fielding, 96 arm strength, 93 arm accuracy, 83 reaction, 78 speed, 75 stealing, and 79 base running aggressiveness. So looking at his attributes, he looks like a great left-handed right fielder. This dude looks absolutely filthy. I used him some in the showdown run, as you guys seen in the video I just did with some of the gameplay. I really like his swing. His stance can be a little bit goofy to get used to in his swing. I can see that depending on what view you use for batting. I use strike zone 2, so I don't really see their stance too much. But if you use one of the views that lets you see the whole batter, I can see where his swing or whatever might be a little bit goofy to get used to. But he definitely cuts the bat right through the zone. Definitely like the impact and the contact that he made. He's definitely a good fielder. You can just look at the fielding attributes. 92 fielding, 78 speed, 83 reaction. Has a huge arm for right field. Really liking that. Big time contact, good power, good vision. I mean, he's a 99 overall. Of course, he's going to be a good card. Let's look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, 20/20 vision, walker, soft hands, cannon, sniper, thief, pressure cooker. So he has all of the important quirks for fielding in the outfield as well as for hitting. Hitting machine, walker, and bomber, the big 3 that I like. Guys, this Larry Walker has amazing attributes. He's going to be a stud in the field. He's going to be a stud at the plate. Right now, I cannot think of a better right fielder in the game off of the top of my head. Reggie Jackson's a very good hitter, probably a little bit better hitter than Larry Walker is when it comes to right field. But right now, I think this Larry Walker is the best right fielder in the game. And because of that, I'm going to give this particular card 4.5 Chewies, only because I don't think he's the best card in this pack. But once you prestige him, I think he's a 5 Chewie card. Definitely going to be a great right fielder that you can have in your lineup for the entire game. This is a 100% end game card, but 4.5 Chewies right now because I don't think he's the best player in this particular pack. Next up, we have classmate of Larry Walker for the 2020 Hall of Fame, the closing pitcher for the New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera. This is a signature series card. He's 99 overall, right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. I don't think you'll ever take any at-bats with Mariano Rivera. And this card has a great 5-pitch repertoire compared to his pre-order pack card that you could get that only throws 3 pitches. I think this is a much better card when it comes to his pitching options. Let's take a quick look at Mariano Rivera's career. So he has a 2.21 ERA. He has 652 saves, which is the all-time leader in Major League Baseball. I'm sure a lot of you guys knew that. As well as the most game finishes ever in Major League Baseball with 952. He has 1,173 strikeouts, 2.05 ERA plus, which it leads Major League Baseball history. If you guys don't know what ERA plus is, it's essentially your ERA adjusted for your ballpark. Mariano Rivera played in a hitters-friendly ballpark for most of his career. That's one of the reasons why he was so amazing. He played in a hitter-friendly ballpark and was the best closer probably to ever do it in Major League history. He also has a 1.00 whip. He has a 7.0 hit per 9, a 0.5 home run per 9, a 2.0 base on balls per 9. He won the Rolaids Relief Award 5 times for the best closer within the American League. This award no longer exists. It ended in 2012. Just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with the Rolaids Relief, they used to give relief pitchers an award. I believe it lasted from like the early 70s to 2012 is when they stopped. 13-time All-Star. He's also a 5-time World Series winner. One time he won the ALCS MVP, and a different time he won the World Series MVP. So definitely was a great postseason pitcher as well. Actually, probably the best relief pitcher ever in the postseason. He was absolutely filthy. Always closed out games. He's one of the reasons why the Yankees had a dynasty in the mid-90s that went into the early 2000s. He was just an absolutely dominant closing pitcher. Let's look at his attributes. 34 stamina, which is actually pretty high for a closer. Very, very impressive. He's 115 hits per 9, 110 K per 9, 105 base on balls per 9, 99 home run per 9, which is the max for home run per 9, 125 pitching clutch, which makes sense because, like I said, he is clutch, 91 control, 93 velocity, 99 break. To go along with these amazing attributes, he throws a cutter that's going to go about 98 miles an hour, a four-seam fastball that might tickle 100, but it's definitely going to go 99, a sinker, which is like the most broken pitch in the game as his third pitch, going to go about 96, 97 miles an hour, a hard slider going to hit the low 90s, and a changeup, which is going to go about 83 miles an hour. So the 5 pitches that this Mariano Rivera card throws is absolutely filthy. He has all of the clutch pitches needed to be a great pitcher in the game. And he has a lot of break on them too, so his cutter was pretty filthy on his pre-order card. It was pretty easy to hit because he didn't throw that hard. They bumped up the speed for this card a little bit, and he's just going to be absolutely filthy. He's going to be very, very hard to hit. I'm not looking forward to facing this pitcher. Quirks are pressure cooker, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded, cheesy, sinker ball, or knee buckler. So the cheesy sinker ball or knee buckler are huge because that means his secondary pitches are going to be very, very hard to hit, as well as his fastball is going to be very effective, which means his cutter, his sinker, and his four seam. Looking at his attributes and the fact he has really big pitching clutch and these great 9s, as well as the pitch repertoire, this Mariano Rivera card is probably the best closer in the game right now, especially once you prestige him. Therefore, I gave the Aroldis Chapman 5 Chewies. Mariano Rivera is the first right-handed pitcher in the game to get 5 Chewies. This card is absolutely filthy. I highly recommend picking him in this pack out of everybody. It's always hard to get closers. Closers are super important in the game. You have to have a good pitching staff. I just think that this is the best card that's come out in the boxes so far. Giving this Mariano Rivera 5 Chewies. And guys, have fun facing him. Have fun pitching with him. Last but not least, we have a 99 overall 2005 Silver Slugger, David Ortiz, first baseman for the Boston Red Sox. He's left-handed batting, left-handed throwing. He has diamond hitting, common defense. It's very important for first baseman how big they are. He's 6'4", 230 pounds, so he's a big body over there, so I don't think his fielding being common is as bad as if he was a smaller-bodied first baseman. In 2005, David Ortiz's stat line looked like this. He batted .300, had an on-base percentage of .397, a slugging of .604, an OPS of 1.001, an OPS plus of 158, which is absolutely redonkulous. He had 47 home runs, 148 RBIs, which led the league. He had 40 doubles, which is also very impressive. for somebody that is David Ortiz's size. However, playing in Fenway allowed him to get a few more doubles. That's kind of like double alley out there if you get it into the right center, left center gaps, and all the plays off the wall. But regardless, still impressive for a man of David Ortiz's size to get 40 doubles. It has to be noted. He also had a 5.2 WAR, and his offensive WAR was 5.4. I know I don't talk about offensive WAR that much with these cards. I just go over their full WAR. But the important part of that is David Ortiz was a first baseman as well as a designated hitter. So he's always been a negative defensive guy. He's not great with the glove. He never was great with the glove. So I thought it was pretty important to note that. Along with winning his Silver Slugger award, he was an all-star this season. He finished second in MVP race. He actually finished second to Alex Rodriguez. This was the year where Alex Rodriguez batted like 345 or something like that. So David Ortiz had a super, super good year and probably would have won the MVP most seasons. But A-Rod just had one of those ridiculous A-Rod years whenever he was a little bit younger. Let's get into attributes for this big poppy here. He has 103 contact versus righty, 105 contact versus lefty, 124 power versus righty, absolutely ridiculous. 102 power versus lefty, 83 vision, 117 discipline, 125 clutch. For fielding, he has 55 fielding, 49 arm strength, 51 arm accuracy, 49 reaction, 37 speed, 3 stealing, 1 base running aggressiveness. So even though he had 40 doubles, he still wasn't a very fast man at 37 speed. His fielding is atrocious, as I mentioned, but being a big body kind of is like a left-handed Frank Thomas from last year. He's actually about the same size that Frank Thomas was when he played. So that's the best comparison that I can have when it comes to body type and his fielding ability. For the hitting attributes, this David Ortiz has a glitchy swing if it's anything like the 86 overall pre-order card. However, at 83 vision, in the low hundreds contact, he's not going to have the biggest PCI at higher difficulties. He's still going to have a gigantic PCI Hall of Fame down, though. Legend is going to be a little bit tinier than other guys that are 99 overall. Now, you can prestigious card like the other two bosses, and you will get a +3 bump, so that makes his PCI a little bit bigger. But he does have one of the best raw powers against righties, and he still hits lefties very, very well for power. Let's take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are Hitting Machine, Bomber, Walker, Pressure Cooker, and Unbreakable. He has the 3 big quirks that I like, Hitting Machine, Bomber, and Walker, so that's important. Guys, looking at this David Ortiz compared to the other 2 bosses, he just has too much of a defensive deficit for him to be like a guy that I would pick. I love David Ortiz as a player. He's one of my favorite players to watch. I loved in 04, 05, 06, 07 whenever he was absolutely hot in the prime of his career. And even this past season on his retirement tour, he led the league in doubles with 48. Like, he's just an entertaining guy to watch. He's super fun to watch as a baseball analyst. Really just enjoy him as a person and as a player. However, at first base, I think there's other decent options in the game, as well as he offers like no defensive value. I'd rather take some of the other Future Stars cards like Nolan Gorman over this David Ortiz whenever you can get a Mariano Rivera or a Larry Walker instead of David Ortiz for this pack. However, this is a very, very good card, and because of that, I'm going to give him 3.5 Chewies, and the only reason he's 3.5 Chewies is because his defense isn't very great. If he had better defense, he would definitely be a 4 or 4.5 Chewies. His defense is like a 1 Chewie, and his hitting's like a 4.5 Chewie. Which overall, I'm going to guide it more towards the hitting because David Ortiz was a designated hitter. He's going to finish at 3.5 Chewies here. Guys, let me know if you disagree with this. I know a lot of you are big Poppy fans, and I'm sorry if you think I'm disrespecting him. It's just, it is what it is for the card. He doesn't play defense. He didn't play defense in real life. It makes sense. Unfortunately, that's where his Chewie rating's sitting. So from watching those 3 reviews, you guys probably gathered who I'm going to pick out of this pack. And it's going to be the Signature Series Mariano Rivera. I need to beef up my bullpen a little bit. I have some decent outfielders, and I just think he's the best relief pitcher in the game right now. That's not the Aroldis Chapman Signature Series, but I think he's actually maybe a little bit better than the Aroldis Chapman Signature Series. I'm not sure, but I think that's the best righty relief pitcher and the best left-handed relief pitcher in the game right now. As for Larry Walker in this pack, if you need an outfielder, this Larry Walker's nasty. Highly recommend getting him. If Mariano Rivera wasn't in this pack and I didn't need relief pitchers, I'm picking Larry Walker every single time. I really like this card. I'm going to pick him up in the market. And as you guys have seen from watching my videos, I haven't really been picking up a second or third boss because I don't really need the voucher. I do enough stuff with showdowns and other things that my lineup for ranked seasons is kind of set already for the most part. So I don't really like pick up the second or third boss to make money on the market. Although that's a great way to make money on the market, I just haven't had time to like rush bosses between creating content and everything else that's going on in my life. But this Larry Walker, I'm going to pick him up. He's one of my childhood favorite players to watch. So he's definitely a guy that's close in my heart. I'm going to have to pick up Booger at some point in time in the game. Hopefully his price drops down to where some of the other cards have and get under 50K here. And then I'm going to pick him up for sure. And he'll probably be my starting right fielder for the rest of the year, if I'm being honest. I'll probably end up starting him over Reggie Jackson. Just because at that point in time, he's one of my favorite players to play with. And it's getting this time of the year where I start to play with my favorite guys. That wraps up the 5th inning Bosses Chewie review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think about each of the bosses and what you think about their Chewie rating that I gave them. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. But you guys have a great day and be safe.